Welcome to Nutz at Night, episode number 16. It has been a while since we did this show. This show is 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out Thursday night. That's when we're recording. We do it live if you go to podnutz.com. I'm one of your hosts, Steve Cherubino, and joining me is Steve D'Amico from smdcomputer.net. Hello, Steve.
Hey, how you doing, Steve? It's going to get confusing. A good thing we have different voices, right?
Yeah. See, guys, Steve D'Amico is the permanent co-host of Nutz at Night. And we're also going to do live calls and different types of things like that. But we're going to have to, we have to develop some nomenclature, I think, for the show. I guess I could be Steve C and you're Steve D.
Or I came up with the kind of the handle thing in the forums as SMD Steve.
SMD.
And sometimes I refer to you as Podnutz Steve if it starts getting really confusing, especially when Door-to-Door Geek is around.
All right, that works. Let's do that. What the heck? It sounds reasonable.
At least it works. That's all I know.
Yeah, we'll be able to tell what's going on. All right, well, Nutz at Night, guys, if you haven't listened to the show before, is kind of just like a hodgepodge, if I'm using that word correctly, of different kind of just tech things that are going on and stuff we want to talk about, stuff we think is interesting, and hopefully you'll think is interesting too. It's like, I guess the way I could describe it is a very laid-back version of Podnutz where we kind of just let loose a little bit. And we do it at night here, so it's we're more relaxed. So, Steve, what do you got on the agenda for today for the show? Anything?
I have a great website that my brother showed me over the weekend that I had. We were up till like probably 2 a.m. I was just howling. My brother, he's a kind of an interesting guy. He's a little eccentric. He's not a tech, but he's got to get the tech mindset.
Right.
And he's definitely a weird guy. He lives in a mansion. And that's real. He really lives in an actual legitimate mansion it was built in the 17th century.
In Philadelphia.
Yeah, well, I should say 18th century because that's the 1700s. Right. And in Philadelphia, and he's right in the park. I forget the name of that, Fairmount Park.
Right.
And he showed me this awesome website, and it was just, I don't know, it's just pure comedy to me. It's called ThereIFixedIt.com.
Yes.
Did you take a look at that?
I took a look at it. My brother actually told me about that. That must be a site that a lot of brothers go to. Why don't you just tell us what it's about real quick?
It's just like a picture blog style website, and it's just like a quick comment about or a title of a picture, and it's just hack jobs. It's like something just not fixed well. It's something that you would never proudly stand over and say, "I did it." See, just fix and leave and pretend like you didn't fix it at all.
Okay, well, I'm going there right now. It's There You Fixed It.
ThereIFixedIt.com. I think it's. Let's see. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen it. It's like, somebody replaces their car door with like a piece of wood or something. They rig up certain things. Okay, like for example, here's a truck carrying a giant trampoline. All right, what do we got here? There, I fixed it. There's
look at the TV.
The TV on the back of the truck.
Yeah,
it's just like barely hanging out the edge. But here's a good example. This one's called "Dad's Lost the Remote for the Last Time," and it's like, there, I fixed it. It's basically an anvil with a half-inch thick chain tied to the remote control for the TV, so it doesn't go anywhere.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is good stuff.
Oh, and then of course, copious amounts of duct tape on a blue. What is that? That's it
looks like a what's that?
What the hell is those cars called?
Yeah, the Cruiser, PT Cruiser.
Yes. My wife hates those. Everybody knows the PT Cruiser. If you rent a car and you don't really want to spend a lot of money, they always give you the PT Cruiser.
Do they really?
Yeah. I rented a car in the past 3 years, and all I get is the PT Cruiser. Until this last year, we went to the counter and they said, "Okay, well, you're all ready." And they handed us a key, and we both shook our head and said, "No, it's not a PT Cruiser." And the lady on the counter was like, yes. And I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have to find something else.
Really? You know what? I never ride one because I always fall for the upgrade they give me. Where they go, well, if you get our insurance, then we'll upgrade you to a car that has. And they always use the term like more shoulder room. Like, oh, I'll give you a bigger car. You get more shoulder room in there. And,
Yeah, because like you can be like locked in a rat hole. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's tempting though because of the whole plane. I mostly get them when I get off a plane, and they got you because they know the plane ride you just took. You were squeezed in there like a sardine. So all they have to say is more shoulder room, and they got you. They know that's all that you want now after you get off those planes.
Yeah.
When I went to Florida recently, and that was the plane ride was the worst part. I love flying in a plane because I love like taking off. I love the speed on the runway and then the lift off. I love everything about a plane except sitting in there squashed between all those people.
Yes.
And I'm not claustrophobic. It's just the most uncomfortable thing I can imagine. I mean, besides torture,
How about this? How about I was one of the unfortunate people that had to sit next to somebody that has an eating disorder.
What?
AKA fat person.
Oh, I thought you meant like they couldn't put it in their mouth, like on airplane where he had a drinking problem, which is basically that he couldn't drink anything. He would just splatter it all over his face. No, you mean to like they were large.
Yeah,
okay.
a little too large. I took I shouldn't say that. About 4 inches of room from my side, and leg room too. So I was like literally, I was set up like a C. That's the best way to explain it. I had to kind of sit there like a C. And the worst part was, I was comfortable before that. Like I was my arms out. I was I could have done the chicken dance in my seat. But my wife was sitting next to her. And then she turns her head and looks at me and just goes, "Please," like that look. and then I shook my head like, "No," right?
Yeah.
And knowing that I'm gonna have to anyway. And then she just goes. She reaches over and as quiet as she can possibly do. I think she text messaged me. She wrote, "She smells."
Oh man.
And I was like, oh.
That was the clincher. You're a good husband, I guess. Then
no, I'm the best husband but she won't know that though. She took my seat, right? I sat next to her, right, next to whatever, and what does my wife do? Oh, she just goes to sleep. So there she is, sound asleep, just snoring, having a good old time, a little smile, half smile on her face, and there I am, just like squished. I forget. There's a website. I don't remember where it is. Maybe the room will know. There's a website where you can actually find out how big the dimensions are of different seats in all the planes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think they've been getting smaller. I remember like flying to Detroit like 6 years ago, and I don't remember having such a problem. I mean, this was so bad that I was on the way home. I've gotten my seat, and there was somebody already sitting like at the seat next to me, and I had to sit next to him, and I'm like in there just cursing, like right in front of the guy. I'm like, "This sucks. This is," and like I knew the guy was there. I was totally aware he was there, and I was so mad that I had to squeeze